In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing Episode 8, Chapter 8 of Pachinko, the Season 1 finale. Now, I do want to say now, Pachinko has been picked up for a Season 2 on Apple TV+, which is a very, very good thing. Now, Chapter 8 opens in Osaka in 1938, and Sunya's son, Noah, is a smart and capable student who can speak 2 languages, and he even kind of helps his mother translate certain things. Now, the dynamic of this episode was really interesting because we didn't know where the story was going to go based on how everything has happened. My favorite episode was episode 7, where we find that everything happened during the Kanto earthquake with Hansu, and it was just his story, which was really, really fun to watch. Now, the family performs a doljabi, which is basically a 1-year-old who chooses an item which in turn decides their future and career and prospects. It happens in a lot in Korean and Korean lore, but it's always a good thing to see where they go for their future. It's really, really touted upon that a 1-year-old does this and chooses an item. It's really interesting how it's done, and if probably pretty sure if America did this, they'd be either for it or against it. Now, ever since we found out that Hana had AIDS, we knew something was going to happen with her character, and it was just interesting how things are done, because when all the final pieces of this storyline is put together from the past, the present, it's just interesting and how full circle it comes. You want good things to happen to these people, but bad things also happen. From what's happening to Solomon in the 1980s, what his story was. This show really tried to hone in on certain aspects of the Korean life that the Koreans went through when they immigrated to Japan, and the hard difficulty, the racism, and the prejudice that they faced in that time, during that time. Now, it's a very emotional episode, and it's a teary-eyed episode that you have to see to believe. There's so much happening in this episode 8 season finale that you have to watch it in order to experience it. When I was watching it, I felt like I was going through the emotions that these characters went through all these 8 episodes. The acting was exceptional and phenomenal by everyone, and it shows, and I see why now. It got picked up for a season 2. Here's the thing, I'm very curious to see what happens with season 2, where you're going to go, what the story's going to do, and how are you going to pick up on certain aspects of these characters, and how far in the future are you going to go? How much more story can you touch on? Even though this was based on the novel, Pachinko, like, what more can you adapt? Will you adapt more so of the other half of the novel? It'll be interesting to find out to see what happens and what Apple TV Plus has in store for the viewers of Pachinko. This is a show that isn't talked about, but will gain now notoriety for being one of the shows that gets word of mouth and talked about. I feel like this show will get nominated for a slew of TV nominations during TV award time, and it's great because shows like this are really heartfelt, and it touches and it pulls at your heartstrings. Any show with every episode that pulls at your heartstrings is a must-watch and a must-see, because the writing's exceptional and the acting is fantastic. Now, there is a moment where Solomon and Hana share that Solomon asks Hana, "Are you scared?" And Hana says, "I'm scared." And just talking about it, you get emotional because it's such a dynamic of a scene that it's just eye-opening as to certain things of what happens when you live your life, what you miss, the opportunities you have, and all of a sudden death happens. It's emotional, it's insane, but it's so well done that it makes you think about the life choices you make. And for a show like this to actually bring that forward to you, to make you think that life choices are hard, but if you make certain paths, you'll have a better life. And if you don't, other things will happen. It's a great send-off, great ending to season 1. I absolutely love this show. And if you don't have Apple TV Plus, get Apple TV Plus now. Binge all 8 episodes of Pachinko. You will enjoy it like I did. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about the episode 8 season 1 finale of Pachinko. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think of the show as a whole show? Did you like the acting, the storytelling? What didn't you like? Which was your favorite episode? Like I've been saying, my favorite episode was episode 7 with the dynamic and everything. Did you like the filmmaking aspect of it? Did you like the editing? I've said many times before in my previous episodic reviews that the filmmaking and the editing combined together with the present and the future was really, really interesting, of the 1930s and the 1980s, of how everything just comes together and transitions into one. Let me know what your favorite scenes are, your favorite episode is, and what rating would you give Pachinko season 1, and if you're excited for season 2, and what do you think will happen with season 2. Let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked, and I'll see you guys in the next review video.